It was a good Trevor Youth Club. It was shut like a couple of months ago, wasn't it?
Yeah.
People used to come up down the valley from Pentra, Trogi, all the way like quite far down, but now since it's shut now,
No one goes.
No one goes there, but you can't go there.
The government cut back and they stopped funding our youth club. So the only place we're going now is the boys club, which is on a Wednesday night, and then you're on a Thursday night. That's the only thing I look forward to in the week, is a Wednesday night and a Thursday night. Because there's nothing else to do. Honest, nothing else to do.
Nobody wants to be stuck in their house 7 days a week, do they? So they're just out on the streets, and if it'd be kicking a football around the street, like people in the community start getting a bit wound up about that.
And the police
they
are called in,
and the police are called in and get moved off and in another street. And
they grow up too quickly up here. It's just like with youth, you had somewhere to go, but now you're out on the streets, like walking around, and then I was like, it's not fun just walking around, so you can get something to drink. I'm 15. You find people a lot younger than me going out and getting drunk, a lot. Because if we haven't got schoolwork or anything to do, then go out and get drunk.
Shops around you will serve anyone. Some shops will ask for ID, but some shops know people and they'll be like, oh, I'll go in here, I can get it. Do you want any? And then they'll get it for them.
Well, we just stand there, wait for someone we know, and then or someone random, and then we just ask them, and then they go in the shop for us, and then we go somewhere else where nobody can see us, and then we drink.
So they just go down the cricket field or the park. There's an open place, and you're not disturbing anybody, and they just drink and whatever.
So late in the night.
This park down Exeter is a cricket field.
Then fights.
Yeah, a lot of fights, mostly between the boys who can't handle a drink. Boys trying to show off, breaking bones, jumping off containers. Boys trying to get on girls and failing. And just causes massive arguments between everyone.
I was out with my friends a couple of weeks ago, maybe a few months ago now, and they were all drunk. Obviously, just all fighting started then. It's just everyone was fighting. So obviously I had to take my friend home then. It's just, police got called then and everyone just ran like.
I think if more places like this were out and about more, then you definitely see less people going out and getting drunk, because they've got somewhere to go, and there's somewhere where there's adults here, like you're supervised, and you can go somewhere with your friends instead of having to go and be silly, really.
Like, there's nothing wrong with going out, having a pint, having a drink, having a laugh, going out, but then it's when you go along and make it a regular thing, when you do it when you're too young. And it's only because I'm older that I think it's terrible. Like, at the time I didn't care. It's something my mother did when she was my age. It was something I did. And it's something that obviously these younger youth are doing. And there's not a massive age difference between us all, but it's something that we're just growing up to do.
Sex is coming a lot now. Since people are drinking, sex is coming a lot. I think, but everyone, well, most people in my year, like, have had sex so far.
When they're drunk, they don't know what they're doing, so then they just think, yeah, I'll do it, and they just have sex. With anyone.
Two people want to sex these days, they just go somewhere, like, round the corner, and just do it, and they think nothing of it. That's basically it.
Seeing people do it outside now.
I was in a house party the other day and there was people having sex in the bedroom.
And it's a flat as well, so.
I know a lot of girls who say, oh, don't worry about it, I won't catch something. But then they end up with all these like different STDs and stuff. That's the main thing as well, because nobody's using contraception and they're catching stuff. And then obviously the other person's going with other different people and then they're spreading it. But some girls don't care and some boys don't care. As long as they get their little pleasure, they don't care, do they?
I think you just, if they ask you, I think you just don't think, do you really?
Yeah.
You just do it.
Well, there was a girl like a few weeks ago found out she's pregnant and she was 14.
She's only 14.
And it's so many people getting pregnant around here these days. I know like people at 14, I know, getting pregnant. It's just like, you know, you're wasting your life. Until you were a child's older, then that's when you get your life back. Mostly 13, 14-year-olds now are losing their virginity because they're bothering with like 17-year-olds, 16-year-olds who have been with that for bloody longer.
We were like 13, 14, 15 and the boys were 16, 17, 18. And like they'd go and shop for us, they'd buy us drink and fags and all that stuff. And then they had the connections then with drugs and they would do it and they'd bring it for us. I think as a group we were a group of younger girls who bothered with a group of who we thought were cool older boys, and they weren't. They were just sad doll bums.
But so far most of like my years getting high, like, and it's food, drinks every now and then. But if they got the money, they mostly get high, like.
Marijuana's coming onto the scene more now because, I mean, where I live, I could go within 9 doors and get as much marijuana as I wanted, but I think it's taking over drink because you've got to be 18 to buy drink, you got to have ID to buy drink, but if you walk up to a drug dealer and say, can you get me something, they'll go, yeah, as long as you pay me.
Well, we know where the boys get it from.
We don't exactly know the people, but we know who the boys, like where they get it from and that.
Oh, it's easy to get. You could get everywhere. Loads of people selling, dealing now. I can't remember when I first started smoking it. I suppose I just done it because everyone else done it. And I thought it was cool to begin with and I got addicted.
I know a lot of people who start, like I know people in in school in year 7, 13-year-olds who are doing cat, taking cocaine, doing weed. Most people around here now are either smoking weed, cannabis really, or they're on cat, which is obviously known as plant around here.
Sometimes, well, most of the time actually you find people where they smoke weed and then they get bored of that feeling, so then they just feel the need to do something stronger, and that's just where you go downhill then.
I went to a party in Gilbach and when the boy said, oh, sniffer, I said, no, what is it? You know, explain the drug. And I was like, nah. They said, go on, do it. So I did it. And didn't stop for like a good 2 years flat out every weekend because I was continuously taking MCAT. Once you start one weekend, it just goes on and on and on, I don't even notice it. Didn't care about anything. Just didn't really care. I started losing loads of weight and like fidgety all the time. I started picking up, yeah, and I had support of one of the workers here, and they helped me. I've stopped doing it now, and I'm volunteering now as well. So everybody's just so friendly, and if you need a word about anything, that they'll take it to one side and have a word with you. They offer you any support, anything like that.
It gives you some people to talk to about things maybe you wouldn't talk to parents or brothers and sisters about. But it's easier to talk to friends than it is to like your family and things, I think.
They were going to put a youth club in the school, but who's going to come home from school and want to go back to school?
Yeah.
Have the teachers there as well, taking the youth club. Nobody will want to act like. Sometimes you don't get on with your teacher and you're not really going to listen to your teacher as much as you listen to someone who's more of your friend and your teacher, like someone who you could talk to, like tidy.
But with someone like this, because it's so laid back, and you already have a joke and a laugh about things like drink and drugs and sex, and it's not like you'll get a round for talking about it like you would in school. And then when you get told the serious side of it, it kind of knocks you for six then, because you're like, oh, I didn't know we could do that. I think it's just they need someone to come, and it's people who know what they're actually talking about. Whereas in school they haven't just googled it.
Well, there is loads of kids who probably still out there now, tonight, smoking weed, taking drugs out, all kind of stuff, who then won't have a place like this to go to if they shut them down.
If we didn't have Valley's kids or these youth centres, then most kids would just be out on the streets causing trouble and wouldn't have anything to do. They'd be drinking and they just wouldn't have anywhere to relax and sort out their problems, talk to anyone. you'd just be bottling all their troubles up and eventually get on top of them.
If I didn't have Proj, I would probably be with them all, doing exactly the same thing. But I've got too much to lose. I've got a job, I got my volunteering, it means a lot to me. It's because of this place that I don't do anything like that.